In this video, I'm going to show you how to write shorter electron configurations. In prior videos, I've been showing you how to write the very long electron configurations. But guess what? There's an easier way to do this. So first, what you have to do is write the chemical symbol for the noble gas in brackets and the period that is prior to that particular element's period. And number two, write the rest of the remaining configuration for that element. And the best way to learn this is to look at some examples. So let's look at beryllium. Now, beryllium's electron configuration is 1s2, 2s2. But let's look at the periodic table of elements to see where it is at. So here you go. Here's beryllium. Now the noble gases that I have boxed in red are the ones that are used in electron configurations to make them shorter. So if you look at beryllium, the noble gas prior to that is helium. So that part is what goes in brackets. And if you look at the underlined part, that's helium 1s2, so that's what's in brackets. Now, what is left is to write the remaining configuration for that element, in this case 2s2. And we've already looked at this in prior videos, but the 2s2 is this part. All right, and that completes the electron configuration for beryllium, and that's the short version of it. That's a nice way to write it because they do get very long. Now let's look at another example. Let's look at chlorine. Chlorine is way much longer than beryllium, and its electron configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p5. Now, let's go look at the periodic table and see what we find here. So here's chlorine. The noble gas prior to that is neon in the prior period, as you can see. So just looking at that, this part, the 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, is represented by neon. And I'm not really going to go at length in this because we've discussed this in other videos, and you can always look at those prior videos to see how I came up with this part of the configuration. But that part of the configuration that I've underlined is neon. Now all you have left is the 3s2, 3p5. And if you go back, so you have neon as part of its configuration. Here's chlorine, right? So all you need to do is write the 3s2 and the 3p5. Where you hit it right here, there's chlorine. So that's all you got to do there. So how easy is this? It's really nice when you can write a short electron configuration, being that they get very long. Now let's look at one more example. Zinc is the longest of all of these. It's 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d10. Now let's go look at the periodic table of elements to see what noble gas is there. So here's zinc. The period prior to that is this one. So there's argon. So going back, this whole part here, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, that I've underlined is argon. So all you have left is a 4s2, 3d10. So here's zinc. And to write the rest of it here is 4s2, then the whole 3d10. And that completes its electron configuration. So it's really nice to be able to write these very short electron configurations, especially when they get this long. Do you really want to write all of this? But I mean, you do need to know how to write this, but if you want like a short version of it, here it is. Here they all are. So that's that in a nutshell.